The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read. Your source for news, politics, sports, and all things trending. Here's your host, Marcus Gentry.
So now what you got going on, I'm finna bring it up to the present. Now I had to give you that brief history about hip-hop to see where the journey done came. Because now QAnon comes in the picture. QAnon is a right-wing, white nationalist propaganda machine. They spit out all kinds of tinfoil hat wearing crazy lunatic conspiracy theories. QAnon has been telling people that the Democrats are pedophiles and rapists kidnapping women. The QAnon crowd has been telling people that the Jewish people in Jerusalem put a satellite in space that affects the weather. That's hurting our weather. QAnon has been going around telling people that they're cloning people. QAnon has been going around to you know what? I'm not gonna go too deep in that because I'm gonna do that on Sunday show. I'm gonna talk about QAnon on Sunday show. The problem with QAnon is you got blacks who listen to this stuff on the side. It's like there because they might have a white friend who might post something on their Facebook page, and then their black friend gets it and it looks kind of cool. They got a picture of Gucci Man next to the old Gucci Man, and he looks different, so he has to be a clone. So then the black person, he goes and reposts it. This came from a right-wing conspiracy theorist. He reposted, and then it spreads all over his Facebook page. Next thing you know, you got a nation of black people running around here spitting out all kinds of fake conspiracy theories that have nothing to do about nothing. So now we finna come to the clone part. Thank you, Julian, for checking in. Y'all tap that screen, man. Tap that screen. Let me know you're live. Let me know you're not a bot. So now here comes where the QAnon part, where the whole this is where things take a turn. People like T.I. got busted. I already told you at the first of the show about Young Bloods. Young Bloods didn't escape. T.I. escaped, and he changed. Lil Wayne escaped. He changed. Thank you, Thunder Drew, for joining me. Who else? T.I., Lil Wayne, Kodak Black, Gucci Man. These are 4 men in the hip-hop industry that escaped. But they walked right up to the abyss, and they looked in there, and they seen that ain't what they want. Young Bloods didn't get that opportunity. Those guys are doing 15 to 20 years. Nobody even remember who these guys are. They had some of the hottest music back in the 2000s. I'm talking about they was everywhere. They was doing movies. They was doing soundtrack for movies. And people don't even realize why they disappeared. The feds got them. Lil Wayne was facing 20 years because he's a felon and had all of them guns on his plane. Kodak Black had already gotten like 30 years. He was done. Kodak Black was done. So now, when people saw that video, thank you for joining me. So now when people tap that screen, let me know y'all alive. So now when people see that video of Kodak Black at his birthday party after he got out of prison, he had this stunned look on his face. That's not a clone. This man is going through shock. Thank you, Piggy, for joining me. Y'all got to understand what this is. This man is going through shock. I'm gonna tell you what that is. Everybody done experienced this. Everybody done experienced this. When you go in somebody's yard and you go knock on their door and a dog come out of nowhere and grabs you by your pants leg and just starts shaking. So you run out to the gate, close the gate before the dog can get out. That feeling you felt that relief you felt to get away from that dog, that's what these people are going through. It's shock. He's looking around at all these fakers. He's looking around at all of these. Thank you, Tracy, for joining me. Kodak Black, Gucci Man, Lil Wayne, they looked around at all these fakers, these people that he know when he had that 30 years, they disappeared on him. You taking a man who's used to having a mansion, $100,000 worth of jewelry on his neck, driving a $200,000 car, talking shit on the internet to any woman he want to. He can fly some of the finest women out to his mansion, have sex with them, and fly them back home. And then this is what he went into. You can't have no jewelry in prison. So that's useless. The only thing you can have in prison is a wedding ring. That's it. If you got gold teeth, if they permanents, you can keep it. If they pop outs, you got to send it home. So jewelry is worthless. No Instagram models. That's dead. The only thing he's seeing in there is a whole bunch of male faggots running around acting gay. Number 2, his life is in danger. He don't have a whole bunch of bodyguards around him. Guys with Tech 9s and guns. Bodyguards and people that's ready to jump on somebody for him. You got to fight in there. Somebody might try to somebody might try to slap him across his face just to say that they slapped Kodak Black. You got to fight in there. Money. You can't spend no more than $150 a month in there in federal prison. That's it. So all the millions of dollars you done made is worthless. And the reason they do that is because the feds know that they got a lot of millionaires and billionaires in the feds. So they try to limit the use of money in the feds. Basically what they're doing is making everybody equal. So you're no longer Kodak Black the millionaire in the feds. You're just Kodak Black. You got $150 every month because you're a millionaire. But so do everybody else in there. So what he was feeling was shock. He made it back. He's not a clone, people. He made it back. A lot of people that don't have the name recognition that he got, they don't make it back. People need to get that understood. These people are not clones. They walked right up to the abyss, and when they seen it, it scared them to their core. All of this has to do with faking. All of this has to do with faking. I'm going to tell you why it has to do with faking. Because out of 100% of street hustlers, 90% of street hustlers are poor. Drug dealers, pimps, hustlers, whatever. Thank you, OL, for joining me. Y'all tap that screen, man. Let me know y'all alive. So you got 90% of street hustlers living like people live paycheck to paycheck. They live in dope sack to dope sack. The reason why is because most of them smoke, or they snort, or they shoot up. Don't get it twisted. Just because your homegirl might sell cocaine, don't think she probably haven't tried it. These people have habits. So what they do is they sell dope, make some money, buy them a nice little whip, put some rims on it. Then they got to re-up. Smoke, get high, sell some dope, re-up. Smoke, get high, sell some dope, re-up. They stuck in a loop. That's 90% of street people. 10% make it. The ones you see on TV, those are the 10%. But the 10% is acting like everybody in the streets is like this. It's not. The 10% living in a mansion in a gated community, they fly these Instagram models out from Canada with big old asses. They dance around the pool in the videos. They show these old Tech 9s on the hip, on the shoulders. That's not the streets. That's faking. The real streets is grimy. These people are faking. The real streets don't have no exotic looking Instagram model walking around. Unless she getting pimped out. The real streets got gang banging females out there with bandanas on their head. They pudgy. They might fight you. They packing pistols too. That's the real streets. The real streets ain't fine wine and dimes. That's not the real streets. So what happens is these people are caught in a loop. They come from the 90%. They meet somebody like Puff Daddy. He gives them $1 million. So they take them out of the 90% of poor hustlers and put them in the 10% of rich hustlers. And then everybody is seeing the rich hustlers on TV and they thinking, oh, this is where the money at. And then you got the 90% of the poor hustlers never even see these people until they want to shoot a video. Then they call these people up and be like, man, I know I ain't been down to the hood in a while, but I'm finna shoot this video. I need all the homies to come up here to my mansion and we gonna sit around the pool, man, and I'm gonna fly some Instagram models in, man, that I met on Instagram. And we're gonna have plenty of cocaine. I have plenty of weed. We're gonna have some drinks. So he rounds up about 15 of his homies that he done forgot about. Really, he done forgot about these people. He drives them up there to his mansion, pose for the camera, and then send them back to the projects. This is what's really happening. So then they thinking they done built themselves this fantasy world that they living in. And you can see it on stuff like Big O. I scroll through some of the pictures sometime. I see them, and I'm like, they trying to catch. It's cool. I respect the hustle. It's cool, but I know what this is. They trying to catch. But what they ain't realizing is some of these females on Instagram and stuff like that is, I know women that was like this back in the 90s. And if you see them now, got AIDS, teeth missing from getting knocked out by dope boys and rappers, 4 or 5 kids by different men. I'm talking about some of the finest women, just like got some of the finest women today that's on these sites. Thank you for joining me, Libra lady. You see these women now, you like, man, she used to be bad as hell back in the days. She done been ransacked. She look crazy. And she crazy. So these people are living in a fantasy world. They're living in a fantasy world all about money. But then when the feds come in, it brings a reality check to him. He saw his whole life and everything he built up to pull himself out the hood almost be snatched from him. And then it was given back. He's not a clone. He saw what he had to live through for 30 years. I'm finna tell you what else he had to live through. He's a gang member. So when he goes in prison, he's no longer a rich man. He got money on the streets, but he's not rich in prison. So when he gets in there, he gets introduced to the man that runs the prison that's a part of his gang. And he's probably poor, don't have a dime, but he's the leader. So he tells Kodak Black or one of these other cats to get locked up, hey man, you know these guys gonna be trying to get at you and beat you up because you famous. You need to put some money on my books. You need to pay me. And we're gonna protect you because you gang. So now he gets on the phone and calls his people, his family, because all the girls done disappeared. They know he got 30 years. They gone. They finna find him another rapper. So he gets on the phone, call his people, and say, man, look, put some money on, put about $500 or $600 on this guy's books. And their family like, what? You giving away money like that? To who? Don't worry about it. Just, he don't want this to get out to the streets. Because then they're going to think he's a lame. Which he probably is. He looks goofy to me. Like a straight goofball. Thank you for joining me, Left. So now, he's in there paying for protection. He's making sure all the guys in there that's part of his gang is well taken care of and won't nobody touch him. Everybody on the street spending his money because he can't spend it. Everybody on the streets is driving his Phantom because he can't drive it. His brother probably got his gold chains. He got 30 years. He can't use that in there. This man saw his life flash before his eyes. That's why he came out looking like that. He was done. I got some videos. I'm going to show some clips. This is some crazy stuff. When we get back off this commercial break, I'm going to show a couple of these clips. Like I say, for my people on Big O, you got to catch me on YouTube, Money Making Biz, because you can't see the whole show from Big O. You got to go to see the whole show when I upload it and stuff on Money Making Biz YouTube. And you can also see the show on Instagram. I think I got ITV on Instagram. But when we get back off this commercial break, there's this white kid that's trying to push this conspiracy theory that Kodak Black is a clone. And I'm finna show you, and I'm finna it's funny. I mean, it's hilarious. The length these people will go to when they really ain't understanding, because this kid probably never even been on the streets. But he thinking he's seeing a clone because Kodak Black came out of jail looking totally, his face was fat. That's because he ain't on drugs in there. He eating. When you come off, anybody that know, when you come off heroin, or when you come off of a lot of weed that you smoke every day, because they got it in there, but you can't get it every day. So when you start coming down off of them hydrocodones and drugs and stuff like that, your face get fat. You start eating more. That's why he looks so different. But I'm gonna get into this first commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna show some pictures of Kodak Black and this chick that he was gonna marry. But obviously, Kodak Black gave all of his money up to. See, I don't usually do hip hop news because it's so fake to me. These people are living in a fantasy world. But the woman left him. Thank you, Julian, for joining. But the woman left him, and then she started talking junk about him, talking about if the bag ain't right, I gotta get out of here. So she basically let the world know Kodak Black probably broke. He had to spend some money for Donald Trump to pardon him. He's probably broke. But when we get back from this commercial break, we're gonna go into it.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
All right, and we're back with the Daily Read, and I am your host, Marcus Gentry. This is going to be another one of them shows, people. Like I've always said, that, I try to bring real stuff to the black community. Thank you, King Batman, for joining me. Tap that screen, you guys. Let me know y'all alive out there. But I try to bring real stuff to the minority community because some of us out here sleeping. The government is playing chess. We playing checkers. They making moves on a worldwide stage while we around here playing around with the Braxtons. We worried about what Toni Braxton is wearing in her hair today. It's beginning to be a problem, and we'll never come out of this until somebody people stand up and start saying, man, try to do something else besides run a football or rap. Start your business or something. Thank you, Lily, for joining me. Y'all tap that screen, man. Let me know y'all alive out there. But back to this situation with Kodak Black Cause like I said, I don't usually do hip hop news because it's fake to me. And I'm gonna tell you why it's fake to me. Because I already told you the first part of the show that you got 90% of the hustlers, street people out here. And then sometimes a mogul will look at the 90% and see somebody he like and pull him out of the 90% and put him in the 10%. The 10% are the people that you see on TV. Everything Kodak Black went through, everything T.I. went through, everything all of these rappers go through when they get locked up and facing 20 and 30 years, normal black men that you don't even know their names go through every year. You don't even know who these people are. From all over the states, they catching 20s, 15-year sentences for little or nothing. You don't even know who these people are. But we so focused on the moguls and the hip-hop artists and the entertainers that keep us entertained, and whenever they get jammed up, we mad. Like, man, why they got my homeboy like that? We need to free T.I. We need to free Kodak Black. That's 200,000 more black men that went through the same thing. They in there. Ain't nobody saying free them at all. I'm not saying that they should be locked up. What I'm saying is we focus on the wrong shit. That's what I'm saying. We focus on the wrong things, people. Let me give you let me give you the day in the life of the 90% of street hustlers. Not this fake stuff you see on IG, on Instagram, where they in the mansion. You know, we old head people call it text boxing. When you texting people, talking shit, I'm gonna kick your ass, I'm gonna kill you. You know, we call that text boxing. These guys are sitting in mansions, all on Instagram, arguing with one another. And people are looking at them like that's the streets. That's not the streets. They faking. Let me tell you what the real streets are. Let me tell you what the real streets are. I get up out my bed around 12 or 1 o'clock, wash my face, take a shower, whatever, get dressed, see my homies standing on the block. It's 10 of them. I go down the block with my pistol. If I don't have my pistol on me, I go down the block with my sack of dope, because that's where everybody hustle at. An old crackhead, he's a midget, pulls up on a pink bike. I'm a comedian, and I use this in my stand-up sometimes. But it's real. Everything I tell you is real. A midget pulled up on us one day, thank you Fred for joining us, on a pink child's bike and asked for some dope. Everybody started laughing at him. I'm not going to say the man's name. I know his daughter. He's still alive. He's old. He's about 65 now. I'm going to protect his privacy. I'm going to protect his name. He pulls up. My homeboy said, man, I tell you what, I'll give you this shake that I got. I got a little bit of dope left. I'll give you this shake, man, if you get off that bike and sing us a song. The little man, because I'm going to be politically correct, I call him a midget. Fuck it. I'm old. I'm 44 years old. I say midget. But people today say little people. He gets off the bike, stands in the middle of the street doing a little jig, a little dance, and starts singing Jingle Bells in the middle of the summer. Everybody started laughing. That's the streets. The man gives him the dope. He hangs around with us for about 15 more minutes. Then he goes down the alley and smoke his dope and nods off on a bucket. That's the streets. 2 days later, I go to the trap house. My homeboys in there, they shooting dice. They hand me a beer. I hear some moaning going on in the back room. So I'm nosy. I go back there in the back room. A girl I went to high school with, her auntie got to be about 56 years old. She's in the middle of the room naked with 5 guys in there. She's sucking them off, giving them head. This is somebody's grandmother. She still looks good. She still got a nice body, which is why they was doing that to her. I shook my head and walked out. That's the streets. This fake stuff they seeing with these IG models around the swimming pool, these guys with these gold teeth, that's fake. Let me tell you what the real streets is. One of my homegirls, she's a gangbanger to the heart. She ain't pretty, nothing. She ain't one of these girls be bouncing on balls trying to get some beans. She a straight gangbanger. She walks down the street on some crutches, her whole leg in a cast. I said, man, what's wrong with you, T? She said, man, I got shot last night. I'm fighting at the club and somebody let off some shots and got me in the leg. That's the streets. You see all this other stuff they doing out here? These millionaires and billionaires, these rappers, that's not the streets. Somebody went and got them out of the 90% and put them over here with the 10% millionaires. Thank you, beautiful, for joining me. Y'all tap that screen. Let me know you're live. So, thank you. Thank you, Lope. So, that's the real streets. And that's the streets that Kodak Black came from. So now, he done graduated from the real streets and got put over here in the mansions with the fakers. And he's still trying to act hood instead of moving on with his life because he still wants clout. So what winds up happening is the feds come in and he sees everything he done worked so hard for to get out the hood. He finna lose it because he's trying to stay hood. I'm gonna let that sit on y'all soul for a minute. This is foolishness. It's foolishness. I just described you the real streets. This happens every day. You know, this is everyday thing. First time I sold dope, I walked up to a car. A man slapped my bag out my hand in his lap and drove off. I'm hanging on the side of the car for dear life. I almost died. That's the real streets. These people out here faking. And they got a whole nation of young black men and women that follow them like they the best thing since sliced bread. It's crazy. And then you got this white kid who showed some pictures of Kodak Black before he went in and after he got out, and he's trying to say, oh, he's a clone. Kodak Black said that the real Kodak Black was left inside a prison. I'm gonna let y'all hear this clip. Listen to this clip. This is Kodak Black himself saying that the real Kodak Black was left in prison, and the white kid is trying to say that Kodak Black, the fake Kodak Black, is telling the truth about him being a clone. That's not what he's doing. Kodak Black basically is saying the old him, before he saw the abyss, he left that in there. That's what he was really saying. Listen to this.
Dallas Cowboy my favorite team though, but Lamar Jackson is my favorite overall. That's my boy.
Now I'm gonna return it. You gotta tackle me. Listen. There it is.
Of course. Man, the real Kodak is locked up still.
Now, that's Kodak Black himself. Thank you, Lana, for joining me. That's Kodak Black himself. He said Kodak Black is still locked up. He basically telling you that he seen it. He don't want no more parts of that. Because what the feds do is they give you so much time that when you get out, your kids are going to be grown. Your rap career is over with. It's done. People ain't going to remember who you are anymore. Oh, you used to be Kodak Black? Oh, yeah, I heard about your music. You got locked up, what, 12, 13 years ago? Nothing. That's the real about this. You see, these guys is out here playing games. This white kid right here, he's one of them propagandists. Now I'm finna get to the female. Oh, she's a handful. She's pretty. She's one of them IG models. He done flew out to Florida, had sex with her and dated her, tried to marry her. But listen to what she says after she got with Kodak Black when he got out of jail. She was like, man, if the bag ain't right, I'm gone. So she basically let you know that he must not have no money. Kodak Black must don't have any more money because he done spent all that money getting out of jail. Listen to this. This is crazy.
She got them racks. Mellow racks. Okay. She said pimping ain't easy. So I don't know if she was talking about him trying to pimp her and it didn't work out, or she's talking about she's a pimp and she had to let him go. I don't know. But she looks pretty. She's in the car vibing, dancing to music. You know, unbothered. Looks like she's not worried about it. But, you know, sometimes us females, we can hide our emotions and try to put on a facade and try to put on a show, and we really be bothered. She said we sticking to the convenient. So I guess he wasn't convenient, but she put the little devil emojis. And then, you know, she said the only thing connecting to me is money. So that's the only connection she has is money. She's not worried about anything else. She don't worry about no relationship connection, none of that. And, you know, she about her money. She about her bag. She ain't moving for nothing else. So that's...
Now, that was the chick that he just broke up with. He took all of her pictures down. She took all of his pictures down. It's crazy. And see, this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about right here. You see, there's 11 women in America to every one man. So, by there being so many women in this country to every one man, if you take out the gays that don't want those 11 women, you got to spread them women around. If we take out all the guys in prison that can't get to their 11 women, you got to spread all them women around. If you take out the married men who married one of the 11 women, there's 10 more women that they got to get spread around. So you're looking at almost 15 women in America to every one man. So they out here vicious with it. Vicious with it. Thank you, Anisha, for joining me. Y'all tap that screen, let me know you're live. So they out here vicious with it. It's going down. The only women out here that really know what's going on is the old heads. They see the competition. They see it. These cougars out here, these cougars out here, what the cougars do, what the cougars do, they're not trying to compete. What the cougars do, they're not trying to compete. They go somewhere and work for 20 years at a factory, buy them a lot of nice stuff, and they'll catch that young man on the corner and say, hey, baby, you like them Air Force Ones, don't you? Come holler at me later on. See, that's how the cougars do it. You know what I'm saying? see, the cougars know. They know that it's very few men out here. They know. So they finna do what they gotta do, snatch one up. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going after the man's bag like the younger girls. They gonna get their own bag and then go snatch one of these guys up. It's crazy. So now we finna get to the end of the show. We finna get to the end of the show, people. But I just want to say, man, that out of all of this foolishness, we need to stop listening to these clowns that get up here and start talking about all these conspiracy theories. Cloning. These guys are clones, and no, these people is not clones. They shook. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Love you, Zan Man. Thank you for joining me. Tap that screen. Let me know you're live. people ain't clones. They shook up. For those of you who didn't hear the first part of the show, when I gave that analogy about how everybody in America have been through this. When that dog comes out of nowhere and grabs your pants leg and starts trying to bite you, and you get away from that dog, that feeling you get when you get away from that dog, see, the feds is the dog. And when you get away from that dog and you get on the other side of the fence, you be like, oh man, that dog almost tore me up. That feeling you got right there, that's what Kodak Black was feeling. That's why he was looking like that. Because he knew it was over with. But he made it. He got away. He got away. So now they got this new thing out with the FBI where they're watching all the entertainment industry, because a lot of drug trafficking is going on through tour buses, private jets. I mean, the feds literally have a task force that goes after hip hoppers and country music singers and rock and roll stars. They had a file built on Michael Jackson. Nobody even knew nothing about. Michael Jackson was going overseas to have sex with young kids. And that's going to be shocking to a lot of people. But it's true. He couldn't do that shit in America because they was already watching him because of all of the stuff that went down at Neverland. So he would go over to Europe and get crazy. And they had a file. The FBI literally had a file on Michael Jackson because he was an entertainer and he fell under their jurisdiction to watch all the entertainers for misconduct. This is crazy. And these people in La La Land, they don't even realize it. They being watched. When we get back, I'm going to talk about this 6ix9ine character to end the show. It's needed. Because a lot of people are confused about this 6ix9ine character. I'm not confused about it. I've been out here alone. I've been out here on both sides of the track. I've been on the working side of the track, which is what I'm on now. And I've been in the streets. I done seen it. I done met movie stars. I done met millionaires. I done met millionaire drug dealers. I'm gonna tell you a story about this guy named Phil. Phil, if some of y'all listening to me, y'all might have been to Memphis, to Level 2. It's a club in Memphis called Level 2, the hottest club in Memphis. All the rappers and basketball players go there. I knew the guy who ran the club when it was called the Premier. See, a lot of people don't realize the club used to be called the Premier. And I remember him when he came through the county and a young white guy smacked him in his face. Now this guy done sold drugs. He had goons that'll go out and do something to you. He had millions of dollars in drug money. When the feds got him, I would never forget this. He's sitting down playing cards. Little white guy that he knew from high school that was selling meth was arguing with him. Phil stood up and the guy smacked him and Phil took off running. I'll never forget that. And the reason why I told that story is because a lot of these rappers, they're not used to physical fights, physical contact. Because once they come off the streets and once they're not a part of the 90% no more, and they become part of the 10%, they're not out here having altercations no more. They might be tongue battling on Instagram. They might be talking shit to another rapper on Instagram, but these guys is not out here fighting no more. That's over with. They got goons that they can pay $5,000 to, man, go break dude legs. But they're not getting into no altercations themselves. So what happens is when they get locked up, they don't have nobody to protect them no more. You got some 6'2" guy been in jail 10 years, walk up to Kodak Black and smack the shit out of him. The first thing on his mind is run. That's it. He can't shoot. Ain't no guns in jail. Ain't no bang bangs in jail. This is serious business. When we get back off this last commercial break, we're gonna talk about two people actually, King Von, because they never got a chance to shake King Von up. We're gonna talk about King Von. We're gonna talk about 6ix9ine, because all of this is ties into what I'm talking about with this whole clone and Kodak Black thing. We'll be back.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with the Daily Read, and I am your host, Marcus Gentry.
The business, mother.
This is why my show is one of the hottest shows in Middle Tennessee, Kentucky, and Northern Alabama. All of the Mid-South people, we growing. This is the hottest urban show out here, because I keep it real with you. I ain't gonna play no games with you. For all my truck drivers out there that listen to me on podcasts, I want to thank you. I'm on a new platform. It's called Big O. Some of y'all truck drivers might like this platform. Yeah, it's funny. It's too funny. I be cracking up all day. I be scanning people's pages, man. I be joking with them sometimes. You know, I don't mean no harm. Thank you all anon for joining me. Tap that screen. Let me know you're not a bot. Tap that screen. Let me know you're not a bot. But let's get to the last part of the show. A sad case. He's from Chicago. I'm from Chicago too. King Von. King Von escaped Chicago. Actually, King Von escaped twice. He escaped Chirac. He escaped there and moved to Atlanta. Got a nice contract. Was on his way to stardom. He was already a star. But just like Kodak Black, once they start getting these millions and take themselves out the hood and take their family out the hood, they still try to maintain the hood instead of just moving on. Look at people like Will Smith. Look at people like Ice-T. You know, Ice Cube. These rappers, I can even go back to Naughty by Nature. Trench. Trench was one of the hardest rappers back in the days, and he was a gangster. I'm talking about Trench used to literally smack other rappers. Smack them in their face. He was vicious. So these rappers were smart. They got that bread and moved on from the streets. I'm going to say it again for those in the cheap seats. Some of y'all might be aspiring rappers out there that's listening to what I'm saying. They got that $1 million contract and pushed on. Will Smith don't care about nobody calling him a house Negro. He don't care nothing about that, because he got his money and moved on to bigger and better things. That's a lesson that some of these entertainers out here need to understand and get with. Don't try to keep chasing clout once you done made it. You done chased clout all the way into $1 million bag. Now leave the rest of it alone. I saw that video. King Von, a man that got enough money to where he could have told one of his goons, man, go over there and smack him, I'll give you $5,000. I know guys that'll do that. They'll literally see you and don't like you and be like, man, look, I ain't finna get into an altercation with dude, man. Here, man, take this $5,000, man. Don't kill him. Just bust him up a little bit. And they'll do it right there on the spot. Give him 5 minutes on the spot. They'll bust him up. Take their $5,000 and go on about their business. King Von had the money for that. He had the money for that. I watched that video of him punching that guy. And then one of the guy's partners shot him. He shouldn't have even been in that. You a multi-million-dollar rapper trying to keep on maintaining the bull, the fakeness. You live in a gated community now. You're not out here. The second half of the show, I just described for you the real streets. I just described it to you. Them $1 million rappers is not living like that no more. Seeing somebody's grandmother or auntie butt ass naked having sex with 5 or 6 dope boys. They're not living like that no more. Seeing somebody's mother behind a dumpster smoking crack. Somebody done went back there and got some head from her because she ain't got no more money. They're not living like that no more. So they should move on. Keep it pushing. Stay to your music. Keep doing your music. And go on about your business. The Wolf. Thank you, The Wolf. Deadpool. Candy Stripes. Thank you for joining me. Tap that screen. Let me know y'all live. I don't want no bots. So he knew better. I think he knew better. But may he rest in peace. 6ix9ine. This is a whole nother story altogether. 6ix9ine is a different case. Like I said, I don't usually do hip hop news. But like I said, all of this is relevant because we talking about hip hoppers that come out of jail and look like clones. These people are not clones. These people done walked up to the abyss and they seen what's on the other side and it shook them. Because all of this wealth, this shit talking you do on Instagram, the IG models you flying out, the $100,000 gold chains you wearing around your neck, all of that's gone. Once the feds get you, they don't care where you send that to, who you give it to, you can't have that in there. And you're going to have to live like that for 20 to 30 years. He came out looking like a zombie because he know he got out by the skin of his teeth. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, Jeffrey. Thank you for joining. He got out by the skin of his teeth, people. He knew. Now the 6ix9ine character. This is going to mess some of y'all up when I tell you about this. How the feds operate. First of all, I'm going to go back to the riot that happened on the Capitol. The feds have what you call a different tier of sentencing you and giving you prison time than the state. If you get caught with a gun in the state, you might get 6 months probation or you might get 2 years in jail. If you get caught with a gun by the feds, you're going to get 7 to 15 years in the feds. The feds sentence you higher than the state does. The people that raided the Capitol, they're not saying it right now, but every one of those people that raided the Capitol that they have arrested so far, they're going to get no less than 12 to 15 to 20 years. I promise you. Each and every one of them. And they're going to do it quietly. The reason why they're going to do it quietly is because they don't want to scare the rest of them that they haven't caught into hiding. See, right now they got in their mind that they finna go in there and get 2 years of probation. That's not going to happen. They filed riot charges against these people. I know I'm getting off subject a little bit, but it's all connected when it comes to 6ix9ine. I'm finna explain this to you. So just bear with me. Bear with me. They gave these people small charges of rioting just to lock them up. Once they get all of the people that they can, because it was about 3,000 people that raided that Capitol. Once they round up everybody that they think they can get, they're not going to worry about the rest. That's when they're going to do what you call a superseding indictment. A superseding indictment means they add more charges. So right now, these people are just charged with rioting. But an officer got killed. Each and every one of those individuals that was in that riot can get charged with that man's murder. Each and every one of them. People didn't know that. They're not charging them right now with that. They're going to hold that off because they don't want the rest of the 3,000 that they haven't caught yet to flee the country, go into hiding. They're going to wait another year to start giving them people sentences. And you're going to start seeing 15-year sentences, 20-year sentences, 13-year sentences. And these people going to be, how? Because that's how the feds move. Now, 6ix9ine. The reason why I brought that up about the Capitol riots, thank you, Julie, for joining me, is because 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine snitched on his whole crew. But his whole crew was getting a dope from another plug overseas or Colombia or Mexico or something like that. How the feds work is, he snitched on his crew to get out, but he's still not all the way free. So the feds are using 6ix9ine to lure the rest of the people that they didn't get. They trying to reel them in. Basically, 6ix9ine is still working. Understand what I'm trying to tell you. Thank you, T, for joining me. 6ix9ine is still working. 6ix9ine has no less than 6 bodyguards around him at all times. I guarantee you at least 2 of those bodyguards are federal agents. I'm going to let that sit on y'all soul for a minute. 6ix9ine has no less than 5 private security guards working for him, watching him, keeping him from getting killed. I promise you, at least 2 of them guys are federal agents. That's the reason why when 6ix9ine ran up on what's the rapper name from New Jersey I don't even like his music. I can't even think of his name right now. But it just recently happened. He ran up on one of these cats, Meek Mill. Yeah, thank you, Heen. Meek Mill said it. I know you got them police with you. That's why I ain't gonna mess with you. Meek Mill don't worry about no security guards. Cause Meek Mill and his crew done already ran up on people that got security. He's not worried about that. He's worried about which one of them security guards is a federal agent. That's why Meek Mill backed up. Like, hold up. Don't come up on me like that. Because what happens is when somebody shoot them and kill one of his bodyguards, you never know which one of them guys is a federal agent. 6ix9ine is still working. He's out here making music, yeah. He's out here protected, yeah. But there's something else going on with that. Because if it wasn't, he would have been dead. Somebody would have been got him. They would have paid one of his security guards off to go away for a minute, and they would have been got him. Oh yeah, definitely. Exactly. Now you understand. That's how the feds work. The feds have a whole department that's dedicated to entertainers. People don't know that. And the only reason I know that because I got a lot of friends that's doing fed time. He got 3 years for automatic weapons. The feds don't give you no less than 7 years, no more than 15 for one gun. T.I. had almost 12 guns, but got 3 years. So when normal people heard about that, in their minds, they saying, man, he got a lot of time, man. That's messed up. We need to free T.I. When I heard that, I said to myself, T.I. telling. He telling. Because the feds don't give you no less than 7 years for an illegal gun. No less. And you got to do at least 6 to get out. They don't care about money. They don't care about that. You see, I know guys in jail that checked his paperwork, T.I., because he was down in Yazoo City at the Fed Penitentiary. When they got him down there, they didn't lock him in solitary confinement. That's what they usually do to scary individuals who are movie stars. They put them in private cells to keep them away from everybody else. He wanted to go out in population. So when he gets out in population, the guys push up on him like, hey man, you got caught with all these guns. Let's see your paperwork. Are you a snitch? His paperwork was clean. This is the reason why T.I. paperwork was clean. There's a thing called Rule 35. Rule 35 is when somebody in your family, like a wife a daughter, a son, a homeboy, goes to the district attorney and says, look, I want him out of jail. I got information on somebody else you can get. And then the person on the outside does the snitching for you. Understand how that works. Your wife might sleep with another dope boy just to get information on him to get you out of jail. That's how that works. It's called Rule 35. So that way, when they see your paperwork, you ain't a snitch. You clean. But the whole time, you got somebody on the outside working to get you out of jail by getting other people locked up. And two of the guys from Memphis, I know personally, that's involved in all that T.I. business when he got locked up the first time. So this is real. It happens. And it happened. But see, the thing about the feds is they vindictive. He got away. Kodak Black got away. Lil Wayne got away. But the next time they get caught, they ain't gonna play with him this time. They're not gonna give him no opportunity to snitch. They're gonna give him 20 to 30 years. That's how they operate. They let you go the first time. They say, okay, you got us. Go on about your business. Kodak Black knows this. He knows this. He's seen the abyss. I call it the abyss. And if you don't know what that is, look that word up. It's a open maw. You can't even see the bottom. And that's what the prison is. It'll suck you in and you'll be an old man by the time you get out. And Kodak Black saw that. He don't want no parts of that. My problem with him is, and all these other entertainers, yeah, I believe that. The problem I got with that is, they're not coming out here telling nobody in the minority communities. Why? The feds don't tell you not to say nothing. How come you ain't coming out here preaching the word? Like, man, look, man, put that down, man. It ain't worth it. Why? See, that's my thing. You escaped. You glad that God gave you the second chance. But now that you out here, how come you're not saying nothing? You walking around looking like a zombie. Everybody talking about you a clone. You're not a clone, you just shook up. But why are you not saying anything? I talk about it all the time. Whenever I see my nephews, all of them straight gang banging. I'm talking about Chopper Down, Chopper City. And when I pull up on them, I say, man, look, I might put $100 on your books, but I'm warning you right now, don't go in there. You don't want no parts of that. Oh yeah, man, we understand, man, we understand. I said, okay, that's all I can do is tell you. When I warn you, and you keep going down that path, all right, man, I got you. I'm gonna put about $50 on your books, man, but that's all I can do for you. That's it. That's it. But I hope y'all learned something, man. This is the Daily Read, and this Sunday we're gonna talk about QAnon. QAnon is a right-wing conspiracy theorist that's preaching so much hate and filth that it's bleeding over into the black community too. This is the Daily Read, and I'm out.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
I want to thank you guys for joining me, and I'm gonna try to I got 3 videos I gotta upload to iHeartRadio and YouTube, so I'm gonna be busy tonight. I was busy all day today, man. That's why I came. That's why I did my show late. I've been up since 2 o'clock last morning. You know what I'm saying? I've been up since 2 o'clock last morning, man. I'm tired as hell. But I'm gonna upload these videos, man, and y'all check me out on YouTube. Money Making Biz. I got comedy on there. I got comedy skits. You know, I like to keep it light too. I like to do the real stuff, but you gotta have laughter in your heart, man, to keep it pushing. Cause some of this stuff will depress you so bad. The things that we minorities go through, it's crazy. But you know, we'll make it, man. As long as people out here telling, preaching the word, man, we'll make it. You dig? I'm out.